Hi there. Welcome to another wonderful home tour. My name is JT Cardin, your luxury Arizona realtor, and today I'm standing behind 8245 East Jenan Drive. Now, this home is located in the Scottsdale Country Club neighborhood. It's a wonderful gated community, and as you can also see behind me here, you are surrounded by the Starfire Golf Course. This is a great public course located off of Cactus in Hayden. It is public, which means you don't need a membership to play here. It's a fun course, a lot of great holes. So let's get to the front of the home. We'll talk a little bit more about it, and I look forward to showing you through it. Now, before we get too deep into this home, I want to talk a little bit more about the Starfire Golf Course. Now, the course was built in the 80s. It's a 27-hole course, so it's pretty expansive, and it was all designed by none other than Arnold Palmer himself. Part of what makes this community so great is the fact that it is such an accessible course for so many people. Now, this home was built in the early 90s, like many of the homes in this community. What makes this one in particular special is that it was redeveloped by none other than the son of the original architect. And that just finished earlier this year. It's just a fun home. It's well designed, it's thoughtfully laid out. I think you're really gonna enjoy going through it with me. Welcome to the inside of the home. Now, before I get started showing you around, I wanted to share a couple of facts and figures about this place. It's about as quintessential a home as you can find in this part of Scottsdale, where most homes revolve around a golf course. It is a little on the higher end of middle of the road, and that is in large part because it was just redone. It is just over 2,600 square feet. It's a 4-bed, 3-bath home with a 2-car garage. Now, I'll go ahead and get started showing you around, and while we're looking around the home, I want you to pay attention to a couple of key details. This home was completely redone to the studs in a lot of places by the redeveloper. Some of the highlights, I would say, is that they kept as many windows as they possibly could. It really lets the light come into the home in a way that was a little unusual for those early 90s, late 80s homes. And in addition to letting a lot of light into the home, you'll notice that this home has particularly high ceilings. They're high ceilings that have changing slopes and angles, which I think give it a lot of visual interest and let this home seem a bit more airy and grand than other homes in the era. With those in mind, I would invite you to really enjoy the rest of the home as I show you through it. I'd invite you to look at the floors as well. These are kind of the new industry standard for a luxury home. It's going to be that 8-inch white oak plank engineered hardwood. Now, it's different from things like luxury vinyl planking because this is actual hardwood for just a couple fractions of an inch. It is true hardwood, which is cool. I'm glad that's coming back. Just understand that it is going to behave a little different than a solid hardwood floor. I think they went with the right tone of wood for the floor as well, and that they went with a slightly warmer tone. Homes finished in the past couple of years went very light with their wood toning, and that's really dating those homes now. Who knows, maybe in the next 10 years you'll start seeing the warm tones go away, but I think it's such a beautiful, natural way to accentuate the light and airiness of this home. So with that, let me go ahead and show you around the rooms, and I hope you enjoy the tour. Now, before I let you go, I wanted to wrap up with a couple of my own thoughts. First, while I appreciate the light fixture at the front of the home, right at that first entry point, I really wish that they had gone in and put a few more chandeliers or other light fixtures throughout the home. I know from a redeveloper standpoint, you don't want to put a lot of those in because they are a very personal design choice. But it leaves a lot of parts of the home feeling a little naked, a little empty, and quite frankly, without much light, especially in that kind of main living area back by the kitchen and by the pool. There really are just those two rail lights on the top in that whole space. I think would have gone a long way for showing people how grand this home can be. Same goes for the primary bedroom. There is a hookup for a beautiful light piece there. They just didn't do it, probably because they wanted someone to pick their own light piece, but it leaves the room feeling just a little bare. I would also point out that the rooms are a little small. Not much that a redeveloper can do with that. They're kind of working with the cards that they're dealt, but they do feel just a little bit on the small side. It is nice that it is a 4-bedroom. It does give you some space to, if you're a young family or a growing family, have some space for the kids and maybe a home office, or if you're at a different stage of life, maybe having a few friends over and from out of town and then still having a home office. It gives you some flexibility there. And on the final note, I will say overall, I think this home was very well designed. I think the finishes are nice, the staging is spectacular, and I want to thank Frank DiMaggio, the listing agent, for letting me show you this home. With that, I would hope that you like, subscribe, and reach out if you have any sort of questions or curiosity about things going on here in the Phoenix area. Like I said in my last video, it doesn't even have to be about real estate. It's what I do, it's not what I am. I love hiking, I love food, I love experiencing everything this beautiful place has to offer. That's why I've stayed here my whole life. So reach out, I'd love to help you out in any way that I can. And with that, I hope to see you in the next video.